Hello, everyone. This is Adam with PsychedelicInvest.com. I hope you guys are all having a phenomenal week. Today's episode is going to be weekly extractions, where I basically pick some of the highlights coming out of the psychedelic sector this week and I talk about them. And yeah, that's essentially what this episode is going to be. We have an interesting one for you today. I promise. It's the last thing I'm going to talk about is going to be, in my opinion, one of the more it's pretty significant, and it's going to be interesting to piece apart. All right, before I get into things, yes, I definitely shaved off the mustache or buzzed it off. I literally did it 2 seconds after the episode. I couldn't last a week. I don't know what I was thinking. I think some people can pull off a mustache and some people just can't, and I don't think I'm one of them. But I really appreciate all the encouragement I got from everyone. It meant a lot to me, and I now have just a really dope mustache on my vision board, and hopefully one day I'll get there, but could be years from now. Who knows? All right, let's jump into things. All right, and in the first piece of news, we have Packers Aaron Rodgers says psychedelics led to his back-to-back MVP seasons. So apparently Aaron Rodgers had some ayahuasca ceremonies he attended, and it completely changed how he approaches the game from a mental perspective. Very interesting, and I like this. Number one, I wish the ayahuasca was helping Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, so just gonna leave that there for you guys. But it was great. He did have 2 MVP seasons, and he's a phenomenal football player. And it's great to have, once again, psychedelic movement is growing. It's great to have celebrities, athletes, high-profile athletes like Aaron Rodgers singing the praises of psychedelics and literally saying it led to his back-to-back MVP seasons. I don't think you can get from an athlete. You cannot get a higher stamp of approval from an athlete. I think could be psychedelics might be better than performance enhancing drugs, maybe. Imagine if the NFL bans them. I don't think they will. But that's just really cool. I like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a great football player. I love the Pat McAfee podcast. He was talking about that on there. And I just really like to hear people singing the praises of psychedelics. So this is just more confirmation bias for you guys. But I guess the question I have, or kind of what I alluded to by saying it's like performance enhancing. I wonder how many athletes are currently utilizing psychedelics to enhance their performance, because I played sports in high school, and that's around when my psychedelic escapade started, or my research. And I can definitely say that I was better. So I was microdosing LSD and I was playing soccer, and I was much better when I was microdosing and played soccer. It would quiet some of the noises going on in my head that would distract me during the game, and it allowed me to just see the field differently. So I think it's going to be interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see more athletes get on board the psychedelic train, because it's effective. It works. And we have Aaron Rodgers leading the way here. I know a couple other athletes have come out and talked about microdosing, but I don't think we've ever had such a high-profile athlete as Aaron Rodgers, who literally won an MVP last season and the season before. Talking about psychedelics. So I love this, and yeah, welcome to the Psychonaut team, Aaron Rodgers. We're happy to have you. All right, and to build upon the psychedelic movement is growing narrative, we have Morgan Stanley is jumping into things now. So like, I always like to use like Morgan Stanley, for example, or BlackRock, or these other institutions as a great indicator for when you should really start taking something seriously. Now, all of us in the psychedelic community have been taking psychedelics very seriously for a while now, and these psychedelic biotech companies as well. But in terms of how it's going to be perceived by the masses, Morgan Stanley coming out and saying that there is a lot of potential with psychedelic medicine in regards to the therapeutic benefits that they bring with them. I think that's very, very significant. And once again, this is just going to help forward the psychedelic movement. It is extremely, extremely significant that Morgan Stanley put out this report. And yeah, once again, we were all here early. You're going to see more institutions talking about psychedelics. I promise you this. I promise you this. And it's just exciting to see Morgan Stanley jumping into things now. And I think everyone here should pat themselves on the shoulder for being early to something that we know is effective and will work. We just got to prove that in the FDA trials. So I love this. I would love for more institutions to put out more bullish articles around the psychedelic sector in general. And yeah, this is great. This is great. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. This is just phenomenal. I love to see this. All right. And lastly, we have, all right, so I'm not too thrilled about this at all. MindMed Board of Directors approves reverse share split. So it's going to be a 1-for-15 reverse share split, and this is what management had to say about this. The reverse share split is intended to enable the company to achieve several important corporate objectives, give the company greater flexibility in considering and planning for future potential business needs, and to address the NASDAQ minimum bid price requirement. So I don't like this at all. I think that reverse splits are rarely work out in the favor of the investor. They are always, this is where I've said this before, where you guys cannot fall in love with these companies, because at the end of the day, the company is always going to be doing what's in their best interest, not necessarily what's in your best interest. So in this scenario, a reverse split is in MindMed's best interest. Is it in the investor's best interest? I would push back on that. I don't think it is. Because once again, like I said, reverse splits very, very rarely unfold in favor for the investor. So I'll give you an example of one specific company. So NMG, they were a graphite mining company. If you look at their, I want to say their 2-year chart, basically they had reverse split to stay on the NASDAQ. And then the share price ended up dumping so hard that after the reverse split, the share price was lower than the price was before the reverse split. So that's wild. And this can happen. This is a very realistic situation that can happen. Now, I know most MindMed investors are going to be sitting there and being like, it looked like we had hit a bottom and we were very undervalued and we've started recovering from there. I agree. But that doesn't mean that that bottom is going to hold once you reverse split. It's just psychology. It just might not hold. So with that said, I would just tread very, very carefully. So what I would do if I was invested in MindMed is if I was stoked on MindMed, if I loved MindMed and I was like, their pipeline is amazing, management team is killer, everything about MindMed is dope, and I really wanted to stay invested in MindMed, what I would do is look to exit at some point before the reverse split and then get back in after the reverse split. Or I would actually wait for them to reverse split, watch the stock price for a couple months, and then plan a new re-entry from there. Because I like to just give the stock a chance to breathe after the reverse split, see where the price action is going to break. Is it going to be received in a bullish or bearish way? If I was a betting man, I would say this is going to be met with a bearish perspective. And that's how I would go about it. Look to exit before the reverse split and get back in at some point after. But yeah, this is not ideal for MindMed investors. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're all here. Like, we all believe in psychedelics. I believe in psychedelics. Psychedelics changed the course of my life. I owe everything to psychedelics. But at the same time, we're all here to make money. That's why you're watching this channel. That's why we're talking in shroom stocks about these investments, about these biotech psychedelic companies. We're all here to make money. You want to be able to go to Thanksgiving dinner, slap your cell phone on the table in front of grandma and be like, check out my portfolio. Look at how much money I have from my psychedelic plays. Check it out, grandma. Isn't that amazing? Give her a little microdose. Be like, have a great time, grandma. This is going to be the best Thanksgiving you ever experienced in your damn life. That's what we all want. So with that said, I would just tread carefully, because in regards to making money here, from the investor's perspective, I just do not see this as being too great for MindMed right now. I'm hoping they have some type of catalyst in their back pocket that they will announce at some point, maybe after the reverse split, to kind of counteract the bearish sentiment that comes with the reverse split. That could be great. So if they lined up a bunch of catalysts and they were like, all right, we are going to reverse split, this is not going to be received that well, and they reverse split and then just week after week start dropping these catalysts to help support the stock price, that would be great. But we just don't know what MindMed is planning. So that's how I'm assessing this. It's not ideal. It's very dicey territory for MindMed investors. And yeah, I'm not thrilled about this at all. So yeah, that is my episode of Weekly Extractions. It was a short one today. So take what you want from what I said. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys exactly what I would do if I was invested in this company. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing week. It is going to be a really exciting month in regards to all the earnings reports dropping. We have Compass, we have MindMed, we have Atai. I have a lot of exciting bullish versus bearish episodes for you guys. I'm going to be going in depth into these earnings reports, and I'm going to be doing my comparisons between the big companies as well. And we might have a few surprises for you guys as well. So stay tuned to psychedelicinvest.com. My name is Adam Tubero. My name on Reddit and Instagram is Waxing Eloquence. WAXING ELOQUENCE. Feel free to send me a message and say hi. Tell me you like the videos. Tell me you hate the videos. Ask me about psychedelics. Let's chat. Have a great, great week, guys.